2.4 GHz wireless connectivity. Customizable controls with profiler software requires software installation. Dual vibration motors support vibration feedback games. Works with Windows XP, Vista, Windows 7 and Windows 8. Top reviews from the United States. An excellent gamepad for old and new games, comparison with F710. Pretty solid pad with a nice, old-school DualShock design. The biggest thing for the F710 that puts it above Xbox pads is the switch that lets you switch between DirectInput for older games and XInput for most modern games that support Xbox controllers. This makes it great for pretty much anything that has controller support, and you don't have to worry about fudging around with XInput Plus or some other software to get Xbox controls on older PC games. The quality of the wireless signal is pretty good, and I rarely had any issues with latency. It's lagged once or twice, but it didn't last more than a few seconds, and it's extremely rare to have happen. I am pretty close to my receiver and my PC, but apparently it works well from up to 10 feet. For reference, the receiver is plugged into the USB port on my keyboard, which sits a couple feet above my Wi-Fi equipped PC on the floor. I've heard that lag may be more prevalent if there's a lot of wireless activity near the receiver, but as I said, it's been rare for me. Thankfully, the F710's joysticks don't seem to exhibit the same infamous dead zone issues as those of its wired counterpart, the F710. The sticks are responsive and smooth. I was able to pull off kicks and jumping attacks in Dark Souls pretty consistently, with little trouble. These were problematic on the F710 due to the enlarged dead zones of the sticks. Buttons feel pretty nice, and the floating D-pad has a slight central pivot that makes it impossible to press all the switches down at once, unlike the F710. Those triggers are still pretty stiff feeling, but not unusable and never uncomfortable. Overall, the controller itself is weighty and feels solid in the hands when batteries are inserted. Yeah, it uses AAs and some people think that's old hat, but it's a moot point for me as I use rechargeable AAs. This controller's a few years older than the DualShock 4, and yet it still has better battery life than Sony's otherwise excellent PS4 pad. It's a bit cheaper than a standard Xbox controller, even cheaper if you get it on sale like I did, but the expanded functionality with the DX switch makes this the perfect controller for my PC gaming affairs.